Hello everybody and welcome back to another ladder battle series. We've got Royal spawning over in the top right, Paralyzed down here in the bottom right. Paralyzed is a guy that a lot of you were telling me I should watch out for, that I was underestimating with my tier list for the ASL, so I thought I'd better get to know him a little bit better. Watch some more of his games, see what all the hype is about today. We've got him versus Royal. I've only got the one game with him versus Royal, and then I happened upon a couple more Royal games, so we're going to watch those afterwards. I hear they're quite good. It's against somebody I've not really casted before. I've heard of him. Blade. So all around, it should be an interesting video. Thanks for being here and stopping by, checking out the channel if you're coming over from the ASL or from the KCM or otherwise. Welcome. We've been getting some more subscribers lately, and I've really appreciated the support, so thank you guys very, very much. It's about to be my excuse me, it's about to be my birthday here. I'm going to be turning 34 in September, right at the beginning of September. September 2nd, I might as well say it. Why not? And so I'm going to be going away with my wife. We're going to be going up the Japanese coast, over to Fukui, and doing some camping. Yeah, it was my birthday present. What I asked for was a tent, so we bought a tent. It just arrived in the mail today, and I'm very excited to go out and do a little camping. It's a spot that I visited my first year that I was here in Japan, and I've always loved it. It's a very nice area. It's actually, funnily enough, called Obama, which has a funny history. While Obama was president, I believe that they, sent him some warm wishes from Obama in Japan. And yeah, it wasn't named after him, but they have some sort of pride around it. The fact that their name is the same as one of the presidents of the United States. And it's just all around a beautiful area. If you guys want to know the exact location, look it up on Google. I imagine you're not going to be stalking me or anything, right? That's probably not going to happen. But the beach is called Wakasawada Beach, and I'm really looking forward to going. So that's enough about me. We're getting into these games here. We've got Royal. Starting off with the command center at the natural. This is, of course, Litmus, which is kind of an incredible map. I'm very happy with this map so far and what it's brought us in the ASL. And by the way, I should mention, if you guys aren't aware, Shen and I are casting the ASL live. And that is on SCTV EN over on Soup, and it comes out on Starcast TV as well, just a little bit after when it comes out live, so you guys can check that out. Link is in the description below. But this map has given us a lot of interesting games. It's kind of like Dark Origin in that you've got this stasis cell, stacked stasis cell over in the back area, plus the mineral patch, so you can actually hop over units like a vulture pretty easily by putting the vulture at the bottom and then using a worker to mine this mineral. You can hop over pretty quickly. I haven't seen anyone try to hop like dragoons or anything over that just yet, but it seems like it could be a good play. Like, for instance, in a situation like this, you've got a few dragoons out early. Not really a lot to do with them besides chasing this vulture. Very good control here and movement from Paralyzed to actually track that down. Pretty hard to catch that first vulture, but he does get rid of it, so the vulture gets nothing. Dies before even getting mines upgrade. So that's very good. No upgrade here just yet for Royal. He's focusing on tank production. He's going to be getting this this armory out. Second factory on the way. The big feature of this map, of course, the second gas, with only 3,000 gas in either geyser. Only 4,000 at the natural. I actually didn't notice that. Is this 4,000 as well? No, this one's 5. Okay, and then this one's what, 3,500? Such weird gas amounts. 3,500, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. So all the middle gases are really good. And these ones as well. That is kind of funny. I didn't realize that this one was so much less gas. But it is easier to defend. That's why we're going to see Paralyze go ahead and try to take that now. I guess I can turn off the map vision. Pretty much talked about all I wanted to talk about for this map, but it has given us some really interesting situations in a lot of these games. Yeah, I'm curious whether we'll ever see somebody, you know, hopping Dragoons over that back wall when there's a Terran just relying on the bunker for the defense. Because if you get like 4 or 5 Dragoons over here, obviously the Terran's not really going to be expecting a move like that. And then you just walk up the ramp, suddenly you've got 5 Dragoons up here. That could be a really big problem. That could really throw you off and screw you up here as the Terran player. Triple gateway with Observer going into a third base. About as safe of a build as you can go for here for Paralyze. Seems to really enjoy this build from what I've seen from him so far. He likes to be very safe and just have a lot of units in the early game. So many Terran players are being hyper aggressive, going for, you know, quick 4 factory pushes. You know, 5 tank attack is pretty common. Getting a starport now though. Looks like he wants to just chill, relax here as he gets into his comm stats. He's going to scan, kind of see what Paralyze is working with, and I think he's going to be happy that he's not moved out here. There's going to be a lot of Dragoons available to just try to shut down any sort of early aggression. You can see Pylon back there, making sure that no vultures are getting hopped over or anything like that. And we actually haven't seen it happen yet, but you can siege up tanks on the other side of this wall and take pot shots at the mineral line. So if you come in with a drop and say drop a tank right here or 2 tanks right here, you can take shots from the fog of war and start to hit a bunch of probes that are sitting here in the natural. That might come up at some point. Really rare that you ever have a space like this behind your main mineral or your natural minerals where stuff can be landed. It's not really much of a thing anymore. I guess it was also on Dark Origin, one of those unique features. Reaver shuttle and some zealots moving forward. Guess we can zoom in here. I do get some comments from you guys saying that I zoom in and zoom out too much, but I think it's a great part of Remastered, the fact that we're able to zoom in and zoom out to catch the larger fights. I understand if it's too much for some of you, but I like to try and utilize it when I can. Give more of a cinematic vision of the battles, and honestly, this is a great cinematic game when it comes to big fights and epic showdowns. I've often thought about what it would be like to make a movie out of a Broodwar game. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Royal just diving in here. Gonna lose 3 vultures, not the biggest deal. He used a lot of those mines. And yeah, like take an epic, you know, Jaedong versus Flash game or something like that, and turn it into a cinematic movie. I think that would be pretty sick. Not sure exactly how you do it, whether it be with AI or what, but I think you could make an incredible movie out of that. A little bit off topic, but hasn't been a lot of action in this game so far. Pretty defensive game overall here. 10-minute 30, and there hasn't really been a big engagement yet. A little poking, a little prodding here and there. Vultures running around and placing mines, and Dragoons walking around clearing them up. No dive into the main, though. Not being overly aggressive here with the shuttle. Just keeping that alive with the 2 Reavers, making sure he's got a tool to help him slow down this push as he switches over into High Templar and eventually into Storm. Really get this build on the way. No second robotics facility, and he might not go for that, but he's going to be making shuttles basically non-stop throughout this game, continuing to just get as many of those as he can, so he can take reasonable trades with this army. +2 +1 is about to finish here. A very quick upgrade build from Royal. However, very slow third base has been taken, diving right on into the main. Oh my goodness, that mine right there. Absolutely brutal. The Reavers got dropped way in the back corner. Wants to kill the armory, but in fact, the upgrade finish in time. I don't know why Royal sending his workers back to mine right now. That seems like a poor choice. We'll see if he ends up getting punished by this Shuttle Reaver combo. In fact, quite a few SCVs have gone down. Another great shot there, killing off a lot. Zealot's going to come and engage now. The army gets pulled back here. Royal having a hard time getting everything back into his main. I think this factory right there is really slowing him down. Finally, bring some Goliaths over here to stop this. Quite a bit of damage. But Royal still has the big army. He's got the third base now. Can replenish these supply depots. Get back to work here. As long as he holds this next attack, he should be okay. Big drops on top of a lot of this stuff. Paralyzed getting right on top of these tanks, and the Zealots are just way too close for comfort. Tanks dealing so much splash to each other. Great target fire on the Dragons. You can see here most of the tanks target firing, not focus firing on those Zealots to prevent himself from just splashing down his own units. We'll push this back at the end of the day, but only 3 tanks remain. Am I seeing that right? 3 tanks only. So holding off the upcoming attack. The next attack is going to be really scary. 10 Dragoons on the way because he lost every Dragoon in that fight. So Royal's just going to push straight across the map. Can he actually end with an attack like this? 5 tanks is all he has. Pushing up here into the natural. He's going to spread them out nicely. He's got nothing defending his base at the third. So if even one shuttle gets sent over there, it's going to be a problem for Royal to have to contend with. We'll see if he feels like he's got any leeway to make that happen. Oh, photon cannon going to go down at the third base. Shuttles will be sent over here to deal with that. Just Zealots and a couple High Templar there. Ooh. Take some serious damage. Gonna make some more cannons here. Another base up on the high ground. Could just transfer the probes over there, but not doing it here just yet. In fact, gonna send them now, but a lot of these probes are gonna end up falling. Diving on top of the main army. Big storms here. He's definitely gonna clean this, but he is for sure taking quite a bit of damage. All of these vultures gonna end up killing this Nexus. Now they might end up getting caught. Could go to the high ground, start to pick off as many probes as he can. Yeah, I think he's just gonna find out about this Nexus now. The scan there is kind of funny. As he's running up to the high ground, he scans, sees that there is indeed a base there. His eyes did not deceive him. It's not a hallucinated Nexus or anything like that, and he's just gonna go to work on the probes. He gets every probe, 49 probes now to 58. Royal in a reasonable spot, but this counter damage could be huge. Royal did not take the time to set up a bunch of turrets over here, and so the storms are going to do quite a bit of damage. Pretty good dodging though overall. Honestly, not bad. Gonna mine out this mineral field. Transfer the workers through this space here in a moment. How many workers here? Yeah, a lot. It's gonna be another minute before he can get those workers over. But he will eventually transfer them through. And here they go. Down to the bottom left. Gonna be on 4 bases here shortly, but for the time being, even bases for the Terran and Protoss players. Moving along the right-hand side now. Only 3 tanks with this push. He's leaving a lot of his stuff sieged up, expecting possibly a counterattack. Very good mine placement on this left side, with a turret there as well. Army moving around to the left for Paralyze. He's got his back up against the ropes a bit now. Having a hard time holding his own against Royal, but there is still room to maneuver. He's not trapped in his natural anymore. He could wrap around this army, maybe hit it from the back. This base just going to come online now. 58 probes. Barely enough for a 4-base economy, but the main is starting to run dry. Looks like both players have swapped over to the other geysers. Kind of a funny situation with that main base. It's not really a typical scenario where you have to switch geysers at such an early juncture. So it's always interesting to me who is able to make those adjustments to get the proper income when it comes to the gas. The Royal really does seem to be in control of this game now. Putting on massive pressure by expanding southward along the path where he's pushing towards this base. Now, this base is not going to last too much longer. Might be a good idea to start picking up probes in the shuttle. Drop the Templar on high ground, start picking up probes here, and just escorting them over to the fresh base down at bottom left. He's going to try and save this, but shoving through this tight corridor is going to need some very good storms to make that work. Storm there, another storm on the front line of tanks. He needs deeper storms, though. There we go, another storm in the back line of tanks now. Only 3 tanks here in total, and so I think he could possibly push through this, especially with the rally of Zealots. There's not that much here. Doesn't want to push in, though, without good Templar support. High Templar here on the high ground. That's been dealt with. Probes have not been evacuated. Big shame there for Paralyze. We've seen the writing on the wall here that this base was going to end up going down. Pretty good storm there. Kills a lot of these vultures. Wow. And he's actually going to save the majority of these probes as well. Dragoons need to back up. Don't want to be losing all those. The Zealots need to go to work here, though. Why is he letting all these probes go down? That's a little bit crazy. A player like Snow would have certainly saved those. I mean, it's the shuttle's really going to leave without picking up anything. That's a little bit crazy to me. 44 workers now. And the 4th base is established. Royal on this very healthy 4th base with a big Vespian geyser. 5,000 gas available there. Another base goes up in the center left, but he just hasn't retained enough probes, really, to make this worth it. The probe saturation is going to be super light on this center left base, or at least one of these bases is going to have to be super light. Not really mining gas at the these bottom left bases. There we go. He starts to mine gas now. Very low on economy, still behind in supply. Royal looking to close this game out. Can he do it with some style, smoothly here, or is Paralyzed going to be able to make this even more scrappy with some drops and counterattacks? There are many lanes on this map. You got plenty of lanes to try and counterattack through, but slowly and surely Royal is cutting them all off. You can see he's got some lanes covered here. Drop's not really working out on that side. Now he's covering this lane. And of course, he is covering this lane as well. Very hard for Paralyzed to do much when every lane is pretty much covered. Probes being transferred down there. I don't think that was a good idea. This base is completely empty. Could have easily started to transfer towards that location instead. These minerals are quite low, and so it's not a very valuable base any longer. Army is well spread, and of course it is 3-2. Take a look at the upgrades here for Paralyze. 200. Not the best upgrades on the side of Paralyze. If he had a big echo advantage, maybe it would be okay. But his eco is starting to fall behind now. With 64 SCVs and another base up in the top left-hand corner, Paralyze is just about out of this game. And there it is. GG is called. Paralyze taps out. So we saw some pretty interesting and strong plays by Paralyze, but ultimately Royal took some better trades and even went for a very aggressive counter after Paralyze threw away a lot of his Dragoons in that first push. Definitely let the Dragoons go a bit too deep there. And good target fire overall by Royal. All right, guys, our second match is going to be between Royal and Blade. Got Royal over here in the bottom left, Blade in the bottom right. And yeah, I don't know too much about Blade. Might be somebody who comes into some relevance in the future. But I heard this was a good match, and took a little peek at it before casting just to make sure. Seems like he comes pretty close, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. That was a little bit awkward there, but we'll get that 12 gas on the way. See if he has a slow factory here or not. Nexus first from Blade. This is on one of our new maps, Knockout. Got those low ground kind of ditches there, trenches, if you will. But kind of the opposite of a trench that you'd want to get into in a war. It's more of a trench that you want to avoid. In this game, it's kind of the reverse, right? A trench in real life makes the enemy's mischance against you quite a bit higher. But a trench in Broodwar makes your mischance against the enemies quite a bit higher. So it's a little bit backwards. It is what it is, though. Definitely want to avoid trying to bust whenever you're coming through this low ground. Although it hasn't been as impactful as I think we all thought it would be. I think this factor is a little bit late from what I can see. And that's no good. I mean, he's not going to really be able to punish at all. We'll probably see no bunker, just immediately into an expo. Try to get that down as quickly as possible. Try to make up the deficit here. But yeah, it hasn't been as impactful as we thought it would be. Like, a lot of players are still going for Hydra Bus. It's pretty reasonable to try and run up and gun down sunken colonies still. Like, it might have a slight impact, but for the most part, game remains reasonably the same. And that's probably a good thing. That's kind of how it should be when you're talking about Brood War maps. You don't want to alter things so much that the game completely changes. You want to have just small differences that the players can adapt to and hit that sweet spot of changing the game a little bit, but not so much that we have to reinvent the wheel. Cybernetic score coming up here. Cannon at the front, going along with this Nexus first. So with the cannon at the front, that means that he had to invest in the forge, which slows down the cybernetic score, which slows down the tech, everything's a little bit slower here. Plus, the cannon doesn't move and it doesn't make units. So it's really just a defensive unit. Means your opponent really can't break you with just Marines. Oh gosh, this Zealot running by here into the natural is kind of hilarious. Zealot not really going to do anything. I mean, might get an SCV. Probably not, though. A little bit funny to see him try something like that, but there you go. It's almost like he's playing against a Zerg. Just trying to run by with a Zealot. Get a kill on an SCV or something. Not going to happen. And so, with the cannon here at the front, you can see he's only got halfway done his singularity charge. Just started some more gateways, and of course that robo. Mines can come out here pretty quickly, and this third CC, insanely fast third, is probably not going to be punished. So I think that, you know, this build that we've seen be kind of good from Terran, the mines into quick third CC off of one factory. I think it's probably the perfect counter to the photon cannon. We haven't seen it as much against regular Nexus First, but Nexus First into cannon, it seems insanely good against. Like, you're just not going to have a lot of units to try and come out and punish this. Plus, your gateways and, of course, your observers going to be super slow. And so Royal's just going to be able to sit here, get his eBay, set up turrets, you know, probably build a bunker up here on the high ground as well. Just set everything up on this high ground so that he can cover these ramps and, of course, these other ramps here. As long as he's spread out, like, right around this area, it should be insanely hard to break. This is a very good build for the map. I really like this position for Royal. And, yeah, he's definitely picked the right tool for the job. The quick 3 base here off of the mines into third base. Exceptionally good choice for Royal, and I don't see any punishment opportunities. Instead, we're just gonna have a Nexus. Kind of a funny part about this map. Very close, these two bases. Your third bases are quite close. Doesn't really take much to push through here, or push through here, and get over to your opponent's third. Now, not having siege mode is a bit of a hassle. It's a bit of a problem here. Let's see if the dragons can do anything. Trying to dive forward onto one of these tanks. He does get one tank kill. Siege mode is now done. Gonna siege up a little bit further back. SCVs will have to be pulled in order to defend this. You actually have to keep the SCVs here. You can't put the SCVs back to work just yet. Very nice block there. Really, really solid block. Is going to keep him alive for the time being. Zealot does nothing, and the tanks will be set up here. So Royal went just crazy amounts of greed, getting that siege mode as late as he did with the super fast third base. Still not able to be fully punished for it. 50 workers, and he lost only one tank. And now the base is pretty much held. You're not going to break this with 3 gateways. Not as more factories are coming up here. Just not going to happen. Maybe sliding into the main base with that shuttle. Potentially get some damage here. He actually needs to set up more turrets. Maybe the turret so that it can't slide by here on the bottom side. This maybe kind of a bait though. If he sees this turret and tries to slip by, he might run into that second turret and get messed up by it. But you can actually just drop in the corner here and kill the turrets. So it's not that big of a... It's not really a big brain play. Coming forward with the shuttle. Is it time to bust? I thought he would go for the harassment option instead, but kind of looks like he's thinking about it. Just diving on the tanks and trying to end this. Don't think he's got enough just yet. Position is very good, but only 5 tanks is kind of crazy. 5 tanks alone, holding down the fort. 6 and 7 are now out, but sitting here in the natural, wants to have quick access to his main and defend at the natural in case a shuttle decides to come in at either of those locations. Still no comsat. So he's really skimped on the comsat here to get all of this out, to get the upgrades going. Oh my gosh, Reavers go down. Well, one of the two Reavers goes down. That's really painful for Blade. He's going to go ahead and grab his fourth. Gonna be able to hold that no problem, but dude, Royal is going to have so many factories now. Very solid, going up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 factories off of 3 base. Coming in for a harassment round, flying straight on into the main base. No real coverage here. He's found the one hole in the defenses. Takes a pot shot with the Reaver, not getting anything off of it though. Pretty unlucky there for Blade. Not gonna get any SCV damage so far. Just a dud. SCV's gonna be pulled again. Can he actually get any shots off? Yeah, he's just gonna be shut down here, especially with the Goliath once it gets in range. One more shot. Can he get it? Over the wall. That's not the right spot. You want to place the Reaver right up against the mineral patches. That way the shot can actually go through, but he dropped it kind of in the bottom of this mineral patch. And so the Reaver Scarab gets stuck. Pretty bad Reaver play so far. Not really getting any damage, but he's managing to keep a high supply. Higher than Royal for the time being, but barely, just barely. Royal is going to start to absolutely explode though, with 9 factories online now. He'll be going up to a max supply crazy quickly. A lot of storms here. 4 Templar, that means at least 4 storms are ready. Gonna get caught moving through the middle of the map a little bit here. Dragoons come out to fight. Gonna pull some mines in. Zealots at the back line. Do not have speed. Halfway done that speed upgrade. He needs to buy time. Cannot be taking this engagement here just yet. Need to be staying back for a little bit longer. That gives Royal time to spread his tanks really, really well. So this tank spread pretty decent. I don't think you can hit more than 2 tanks with a Storm, except maybe this one right here. Storm right in that location. You might be able to hit 3, maybe 4 tanks. But at the front line, you can see very well spread out everywhere. Gonna bring 1 tank out close enough to hit this Nexus, and that's gonna force the issue here for Blade. He will have to engage this now. No two ways about it. Bringing forward the Templar, looking for a Storm here and there. Zealot's gonna run up, try to kill this tank. He just wants to get rid of this tank. That buys him a little bit of time. Oh my gosh, Reaver goes down. The Reaver play not been the best here for Blade so far. Ooh, the Storm does so much damage to his own units as well. Almost killing the majority of those Zealots. Looks like he's just desperate to kill that 1 tank right there. He wants it so bad. He does get the 1 tank. Coming up from behind. He's going to hit this army from an awkward angle here. Those shuttles moving all the way around this forest. Great Storms. Good unsiege and move from Royal, but this is going pretty well. Okay, now it's going to start to go a lot worse here as Blade runs out of Zealots, and the tanks in the backline are still alive. Good Storms there to keep it still scrappy, though. High ground going to be taken over once again. 1 tank here hitting that. Just the 1 tank. Keeping this push alive. High ground going to be taken over by Royal now, but there's so many shuttles left. I think he can break this with just a few Zealot bombs and mine drags. Can he get a good mine drag? There's 1 good mine drag. Zealots on top of this stuff now. Zealots on top of everything here. He's got to target down the tanks. The tanks are so low, man. Oh, they're so low. But he's not going to be able to break this push. He has to pull the boys, pulling the probes, getting them out of here. Top right is a viable base for now, but this high ground position is so brutal. If Royal just locks down this high ground, He can kind of siege your natural without actually hitting any of the buildings. He can just sit out in front and force an engagement, a very poor engagement out of the Protoss player. Unsiege here as everything comes forward. Pretty good move. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen a Protoss player lose as many Reavers to mines as we've seen Blade do today. This is legendary, guys. Blade absolutely throwing away another set of Reavers there. That is so much value. You won't see much more value out of a mine or a pair of mines than that. Even hitting a bunch of Ultralists, you're not going to get that same value. That is so much work. You gotta consider the cost for the Reaver plus all of the Reaver Scarabs that die as well when that's not able to get any of its shots off. I was gonna say all of its shots. It got none of its shots off. Robes are starting to go down here over at the third now. Dragoons kind of impotent at the moment, not able to do anything about this attack. He will load up even more Reavers. I can't believe he's still making Reavers. At this point, it's like a sunken cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy. He's already made so many Reavers. Oh my gosh, he's got probes in these shuttles as well. Probes in the shuttle is pretty desperate. He's going to go ahead and try to drop those on top of a few siege tanks, maybe. See if he can get a couple of kills there. Finally, Reavers are doing something. Aside from just dying to mines. Looks like these mines are going to connect as well. Some storms go down to deal with a few of those mines, but yeah, this is completely cleaned up here. No storm available. And this army is just going to get pushed all the way back. Just sitting on the 1-1. So this is the 1-1 power push that I was talking about in the last game. It's become so popular lately to just get that quicker third base. Not as quick as Royal got. That's not very common. Even in today's meta. Oh, he loses a Templar shuttle as well. Not sure how many Templar were in there, but right here, going for, 9 factories and staying on 1-1 for a long time, that is very popular, and it gives you a lot of power. However, you're not going to be able to fight as well. This is 2-1 Protoss with Storm as well. So the army is going to be trading reasonably, plus you have Storms as well. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to keep it up here for the Terran player. He is going to start his +2 finally. Here at the 17.5-minute mark. Push up towards top right. Having a little bit of trouble here as Zealots get dropped on top of everything. Minesweepers here. Dragoons just trying to get rid of some of these mines so he can move freely on the map once again. Reavers, these ones being a lot more effective here than we saw previously. Keeping the Vultures back and making this into a very slow push towards that top right. Mining, but with almost nothing defending this base center right. Starting to look a little bit weird here. Okay, we've got more bases coming up. Gonna start spending a lot of that money. I feel like Royal might be getting a little complacent here, though. Perhaps. Slowing down a little bit. Not spending all of his resources. Army through the middle of the map is just going to unsiege and walk forward. Does he have a storm for this? That's a very nice storm, dealing quite a bit of damage there, but doesn't have the mass to actually push this back. Zealot rally, going to make its way forward. Zealots here in the top left as well. Going to make a dent. Good Reaver Scarab there, doing a lot of work. Dragoons being shoved back once again. Yeah, Royals being a little bit complacent here. He's just sending things in, but I mean, this probe damage is huge. This probe damage is massive. So many probes end up going down. I'm not sure that we can see a comeback from this point for Blade. He can come back down, reestablish this base here. That is a possibility. He sees the center left being taken. Natural and main are mined out at this point. What do we got? Shuttle down there. Oh yeah, that's the Reaver. That's the shuttle that had the Reaver in it. Ended up dying. Oh, vultures come over here to the center right as well. Get a bunch of kills. Killing off all the probes. And basically at this point, only 2 bases mining for Blade. You can see he's only mining here and here. Looks like he went for a drop, but I don't know if he had a Templar in there. It doesn't look like it. Maybe just Zealots? Overall worker number is still very, very high. Okay, 1 base economy for Terran now. Only 1 base economy for Terran is a little bit of a desperate situation. Vultures do get up here and kill some of these High Templar, though. Storm's going to come through now, along with some Zealots on the ground. Let's see if he can take a reasonable trade here as the tanks come up the ramp. Can't really drop with everything unsieged. Won't really do much with that. Dragoon's heading to center left as his top right base gets taken down. Is there any hope here for Blade if he loses all these probes? I can't imagine there is. I just can't imagine it. But he is going to get rid of potentially all the valuable mining here for Royal. So Royal is... I mean, he's giving a shot here to Blade. Blade, I mean, he really actually needs some storms on those SCV lines. Holy God, there's a lot of SCVs there. There are so many SCVs in that spot. He can actually just fight with SCVs. He's got so many. Yeah, might as well fight with the SCVs here. Completely surrounding these Dragoons. That's all going to go down. A real shame we didn't see storms come in. Does he have one? No, he doesn't have storm. He's got Zealots. Does he have more storm coming? Oh, he does. Uh-oh. All right, the army's making its way back here from top right. Army supply is pretty close, but oh my goodness. Oh, wow. 24 SCVs left. I don't even know where those are. Okay, so there. He's got some SCVs there. He's got a few in the main. There's one over there. I don't know what that's doing there, but he really doesn't have much mining. 29 to 24. Both players, I guess, Protoss technically on 2 base. You got to pull your probes from the gases here, man. Get those probes to mining. That is a must at a point like this. You got to get that mineral income rolling. As long as you have this 1 gas, I think you're okay. You gotta get units out here. You gotta get shuttles, some storms, some zealots. Some DTs have been made. This is getting to be a pretty scrappy game at this point. CC floats from the mineral only. Gonna come over here. See what he can do with that. Oh, he's floated another CC. So he's actually floated his main and natural. There's only 1 scanner left. 1 scanner is a little bit insane. A lot of SCVs here at this base. Can he actually get a storm drop off on that? No, if he's got storm. He does have some storm. Free tank in the middle. Definitely take that. 90 to 80. Supply is wildly close. DT drop in the midst of all this. Some tanks are going to end up going down for sure. DTs will cut through that. D-Matrix, second D-Matrix comes up. Storms here. Doing some work on the tanks, but does he have another storm for the SCVs? I think if he just focuses SCVs right now and then storms the SCVs at this base, he'll have killed like every SCV. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Oh my gosh, he gets so many SCVs here. And he can just float over here. Float over here. What are we doing? Just stay right there. Stay right there. 18 SCVs, guys. 18! There's so few SCVs remaining. It's crazy. He does need to send out some forces. Or just, I guess, just stay at home. Yeah, just stay at home and just defend. Make sure he doesn't keep killing SCVs. He's only on 2 bases. 2 bases mining right now. And I'm not sure how this is going to go, man. I really thought Royal was going to win this. But it's getting weird now. Really weird. After all those SCVs went down center left. This has become a strange game. 77 to 64. 10 worker advantage at 24 minutes in. There's 28 workers on the side of Terran. 28 to 36. That's something else. Here we go. Drop on the high ground. He's finally going to go for another storm. There we go. Pretty good storm here. Filling off a good percentage of what remains in terms of SCV count. EMP? EMP? No EMP. No EMP. More SCVs going down. Still, Templar are available. Very low health shuttle. Making what he can out of that. Another Reaver. Oh, Blaze. My goodness, man. We're still making Reavers, huh? Alrighty. See how that works. Tanks here. Kind of free. Not being covered by anything. 2 shots only get off from that tank. +2 is done. Oh! He goes for another drop there, not able to get it. Reaver onto the high ground. The space is exposed. He might be able to get a lot here. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh, it doesn't go off. I thought when the SCVs turned, he might have a chance. Well, gets another shot into the mineral line. Oh, he is going to lose the shuttle, though. Yeah, Reavers have just not been working out for this man. Not in the slightest, this game. Zealot here in the main, got 2 kills. Probe's going to transfer over to top right. Double expansion right now for Blade. Looking to make this comeback. But Royal is closing in on him. This was Rush. For sure this game would be over by now. Royal struggling a little bit. Vultures try to sneak by into top right, but going to be denied by the Dragoons here. Very close in supply now, but once these extra bases come online, that's going to change quite rapidly. 35 workers. It's a fair economy on 3 bases here for Terran. Can certainly make a lot of units. And in fact, back to full production here in the main base when it comes to tanks, at least. I think same is going to go for Blade. He should be able to produce off of everything. 50 workers on, I guess, 4 bases, 3 bases. Almost 4. Should be able to max out quite quickly. Back up to 122 supply. Oh, the drop. Okay, Storm's getting a lot of worker kills. Storm on the tank. Probably not going to kill much. Could have gotten that tank kill, but Stormed in the middle between everything instead. Is what it is. Trying his best right now. Blaze just hanging in there. Managed to make it scrappy enough to keep this game going. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure who wins this now. I think that Royal still should have it. Especially now that he's kind of splitting the map in half. But I don't know. He's kind of thrown things a little bit here. Maybe there's an opportunity for Blade to break through these tank lines. Like it's not that well established here yet. There could be a location that he can bust through. It would be interesting if he came around the top side here and got up on this high ground. Get a bunch of storms over there and then force the Terran to retreat. Try to defend. Looks like he's angling maybe towards the natural. Royal doing what he should and just staying very mobile, with most of his army in the middle, ready to move at a moment's notice to the south or to the north, depending on how Blade wants to play this one out. If he wants to attack up there or wants to try to counter down towards the natural. Good amount of turrets up here now, and looks like Blade just wants to go for another drop. Gonna continue to harass mineral lines if he can. The good amount of turrets here is actually going to get rid of this first shuttle, but the second shuttle makes it through. Storms go down, and some SCVs end up dying, but that was a lot of utility that was just removed from this army. No more storms from that shuttle. See if he's got any more here. Okay, 4 High Templar in that one. Pretty good Zealot Dragoon army is available. Royal, is he just going to sit and wait, or is he actually going to attack? Oh my gosh. Unsieging everything and pushing forward here on 2-1. 30 minutes into the game, 2-1. Here still for the Terror player. Nearly split map. Let's see. Can they actually take a fight here? That's a lot of stacked tanks. Oh, he accidentally dematrixed. He dematrixed the shuttle. Oh my goodness. Royal dematrixing the shuttle, making it absolutely impossible to actually kill. Zealots here now on top of everything. Blade smartly pulls back his Dragoons as they were all getting targeted there. As Zealots get on top of this, a lot of these tanks are going to die, but the rallies here from Royal a little bit stronger. He is going to be able to... T-Matrix shuttle is hilarious. I was thinking about making the thumbnail here about the storm over at center left, but I think the D-Matrix shuttle is definitely going to trump that. Is that going to make the difference here? He did get some very good storms off of it. Can he get some more great storms to keep himself alive in this game? A few more storms go out, but very good splitting. Keeping a lot of those tanks alive. Dragoons are going to get pushed back here. Not really a good gateway count in top right anymore. And so he's only got the 1 rally to move from. Probe's going to be pulled up on a high ground. There's only 1 cannon up there. And it looks like Royal's going to clear this. Looks like he's barely going to survive this wacky game. 1 final hoorah shuttle going to top left. Killing every single SCV at that location, I don't think is going to save him here, though. He has to beat this army. And, oh my gosh, that mine. Oh, okay, he manages to keep the High Templar alive. 1 more storm. Okay, 1 more storm. GG. He taps out. It's too much. The rally here coming up to that top right is going to defeat him. Looks like this shuttle really didn't do too much either. And so GG is called. Whew, what a game there, guys. What an intense game. Royal almost throwing it away to Blade. It's crazy what can happen in some of these weird situations with Storm, High Templar. And if you're not paying attention to your mineral line, how quickly everything can go away. Okay, I guess he got some kills over at this natural, but it just was not enough. We're going to jump into one last game between Royal and Blade. Let's see if he can clean up his play, or is Blade going to be able to get a win? Alrighty, we're getting back into it. Here is Royal in the top left. We got Blaze in the bottom left. Put up a good fight there. Royal definitely let things slip a little bit as he was closing out that game. Almost took a pretty big L there. But Blaze not quite able to bring that one to a close. But a little bit passively for my taste. Once he got everything up and online. I wanted to see him try to maybe get up on top of that base in top left. You know, maybe do a counter attack into the natural, something like that. Another Nexus first. He's this kind of Protoss. It is what it is. Let's see if he goes for a Forge again. Are you gonna Forge Nexus first? I don't think so. I'm not sure if you build the gas first or the Forge first with this build. But regardless, gonna scout cross spawn. Looks like he's gonna find the SCV on the way into that base, so we'll get the information regardless of where his opponent's at. And yeah, he's just gonna go one gate. Is what it looks like. One gate, Nexus first. The greediest Nexus first you can go for. Let's see if he even builds a Zealot. Okay, second gateway is going to come up after the gas plus cybernetics core. So I think he's going to skip Zealot and go double Dragoon. Oh, no, there's the Zealot on the way. I was wrong. Zealot on the way. So Zealot Goon is what we're going to see. Immediate command center here on the side of Royal. Looks like the same build from him as last game. Pretty much exactly the same. Still has yet to scout his opponent, so he's only going to be finding out about the position now as he arrives here into the natural. A little bit sad for him as he sees the Nexus first and runs on into the main. Vulture's not going to be in time to really punish at all. This is just the way it is, boys. This is the way she goes, bubs. One more building. One more building. There it is. Zealot blocks. One probe. And there's the Dragoon. And so it is indeed Zealot Goon. Mine's on the way now. But the Dragoons are unleashed. The Dragoons are out here on the map. No bunker. Uh-oh. No bunker just yet. Dragoon gonna come up, start to put on some damage. Zealot comes here. Probably just target fire that Zealot down if he can. Fourth Marine arrives. I think he's gonna be okay. Yeah, the tank comes down too. That should be fine. Gonna trade with the Zealot. Might as well. He's gonna lose it anyway. Allows that to go down. Second Dragoon here at the front. Gonna dive on the Vulture of all things. Gonna go for the Vulture. He does get it. Now that Mines upgrade, kind of useless. Not really gonna help him out too much, considering all the Vultures are gone. 4 Dragoons at the natural. You can't be moving in like this as Royal right now. Gotta be a little bit more careful. He does turn around, realizing the position. If he had pushed any further forward, we would have seen 4 Dragoons dive on that tank. Don't have a Singularity charge yet, but still would be able to get two-shot that, get that kill. As it stands, just gonna go ahead and get his armory, second factory on the way. No quick third greedy CC, but a Nexus may be coming down here. Unless these Vultures have anything to say about it. Go ahead and check with the probe. Dragoon moving over into position. Oh, spots the Vultures coming in. Actually gets them to turn around, so that's pretty big. Looks like he will be able to start this Nexus here soon. And of course the Reaver is going to be coming online as well. So just a bit of a deficit overall for Royal. He's in a bit of a tough spot. The Reaver's going to come across here soon. Don't have any turrets just yet. Is there an eBay on the way? He's gone Armory plus Academy. So skimping on the air defenses. This might come back to bite him. He's going to make some Goliaths and he gets Charon Booster started. But Reaver and 2 Zealots already on the way to the natural. This could be a lot of damage here, guys. Although Blade, I mean, from what we've seen from him so far, he's going to drop this on a mine and immediately lose the Reaver. So far, okay. Gets a Marine kill there. No mines around in the mains for him to drop on, so just gonna do a quick fly through. I'm not even gonna drop that second Zealot. Just gonna fly on right on out. Moving forward to now clear out these mines. Should be transferring workers over here shortly as the Nexus finishes, and we'll be seeing another long game here. We'll see. 4 gateways are on the way. 4 factories are coming up as well. Looks like he's tracked down some vultures over there in center left. Shuttle Reaver moving over to the front now. Tanks on high ground. Gonna be moving to the natural. Mobile air defense. Name of the game here for Royal. Wants to keep this little army mobile. 3 tanks, 2 Goliaths, and a couple Marines. Pretty good anti-air in that. Plus, you can target down the shuttle, or you can target down the Reaver pretty quickly as it pops out. Vulture down here, catching probes, moving out to take additional bases. Looks like Dragon gonna take care of that one. It does indeed go down. Where's that shuttle now? I've lost track of it. There it is. Shuttle. Heading on back home. Looks like second Reaver gonna be picked up here. Shuttle speed is just about done. Let's see where the mines are at. Are there any mines in this base at all? No. There's 1 mine. Be real sad if he happened to drop the mine on that or drop the Reavers on that mine and lose them. Would be in character though. Just gonna sit out in the front. Looks like a delay tactic here. He's expecting a move out pretty soon. Oh, the siege up there. Not able to get 2 Reaver shots off. Dragoon's getting a little too close for comfort. Zealot legs has just begun. Need to buy some time. Looking to try and get a 4th base down in the bottom right. Will he lose this? Oh, 2 more shots, 1 more shot. He does drop the Reaver, but he loses the shuttle. It's a little bit painful. Bit painful right now for our Protoss. Another shuttle coming out to go and assist those Reavers. We're all gonna shove forward. See if he can't catch up. Looks like he won't be able to. Starts to pick up again. Reaver. Oh, he loses it underneath the billboard there. What does that say? Can't quite tell. Let's see. New of course, New Gettysburg. There we go. That's the destroyed sign over there. That's the fresh sign. Backing out. Waiting for the Reavers to come back. He actually gets a pretty good shot there, killing off some vultures, but the Zealot number is just not quite there. Ooh, can he take this fight? Pretty good pullback from Royal, but the Zealots are going to be bombed on top of the tanks now. Reavers, good juggle there with the Reavers. You can see he's trying to target that. The Reaver keeps getting juggled and gets more hits off. This is very good Reaver control now. Very nice. Keeping that alive. And now going to drop it right in the middle. Dude, it's like snow just warped into this guy's body, and he suddenly started playing good with the Reavers. Unreal. And there it is. GG. Royal taps out. Really good control there at the end. Okay, Blade. Okay, okay. Caster's Curse there. I pegged this guy as being poor with the Reavers after that first game, and now he pulls out some very good control. Totally shuts down that attack. Puts an end to Royal here in this final game. Pretty crazy series, though, overall. Especially that last game. Definitely enjoyed these games from Royal, Paralyze, and Blade. If you guys did too, make sure to like the video. I'm going to be putting out a ton of videos coming up here over the next week. I'm going to be going away for my birthday, but I will be setting up a bunch of videos to be released while I'm gone. So look forward to that. I've got a whole bunch of Larva games, especially Larva versus Rich. Seems like they played a ton of games on the ladder recently, so I'm going to be looking into that. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.